हेलो फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम बैक टू माय चैनल। पिछले वीडियो में हमने जो है इग्नू का MPS 01 का जो यूनिट 1 है क्लासिकल लिबरलिज्म, उसका आधे टॉपिक्स कंप्लीट किए थे। इस वीडियो में मैं जो उसके बाकी बचे हुए टॉपिक्स हैं वो कंप्लीट कर रही हूँ। उसके ऊपर मैंने यहाँ पे नोट्स प्रोवाइड कराए हैं। तो चलिए शुरू करते हैं। Ideology of classical liberalism. The liberal concept of the state sees state as the necessary and useful institution. However, it should be put under check and balance so that it cannot undermine the individual freedom and his sphere of activities. That is why it is in favor of constitutional checks on the state. The liberals like Rousseau believe that state is man-made institution, not natural or divine as believed by the some thinkers. Since the state is man-made organ which has emerged after the social contract among the people, it has to act for the good of the people. The liberals like Herbert Spencer and Adam Smith believe that state is necessary evil. The individual must guard against its arbitrary tendency. They are of view that individual is more important than the state. To ensure his liberty and balanced and unfettered development of his personality, they propounded a state with minimum of function. They limited the functions of the state to policing, maintenance of law and order, and removal of hindrance to individual liberty. This is known as classical liberalism. The classical liberalism made an artificial division of political and social sphere as well as the public and private sphere. The state should be concerned with political and public sphere of the state activities, while the individual should be left alone to deal with the social and individual sphere of activities. The liberal thinkers consider human being as rational and responsible being who can look after his interest, perhaps better than the state. There are also many groups in the society which are conscious of their rights. They compete among themselves to achieve these rights. The state should not interfere in their activities, permitting them to have their own sphere of activities. The liberals consider the state as means to achieve the individual freedom and rights. It does not consider the state as an end in itself. They believe that state is for individual, not vice versa. In accordance with their thinking, the liberal idea of the state was incorporated in the development of constitutionalism. This was inspired by the writings of John Locke. This is necessary for limiting the state activities. Now, the next topic is neoliberalism. Neoliberalism is also known as the second phase of liberalism. It was led by the thinkers like J.S. Mill and T.H. Green. The neoliberals modified highly individualistic and lopsided view of the equality. These two thinkers believe that the individual interests were tied to social interest. They believe that the individual good was possible only through common good. Both realized that each individual had right to equal opportunity. Green believed that the individual freedom and his personal development were to be attained only through society. As T.H. Green pleaded, there is work of moral liberation which society through its various agencies is constantly carrying for the individual. These liberals demanded active state interference in providing good life to the individual. Mill and Green emphasized the moral aspect of the democracy. They argued that the problem was to be rectified with the active interference of the state in the economic life of society. They believed that state was community of the communities. It should bear the responsibility of providing good life to citizens through better facilities and social infrastructure like health, education, etc. The liberals discarded the concept of the free market as guarantee of economic well-being and efficiency. They doubted the ability of free hand to do justice in the society beset with grave inequality. They stood for state interference whenever the individuals found social experience frustrating. From this evolved the concept of the welfare state. The neoliberals held positive view of the liberty. They were of view that the state is in such a strong position that it could promote individual liberty by making law. They were not for the limiting of the state function. Their main concern was to balance the function of the state and the individual liberty. They distinguish between the state and society. According to them, the society was superior to state. The state has come out from the society, hence state is not above the society. Liberals like Lusky and Mankiver gave much importance to the rights and liberty of the individual as these are vital for the balanced development of human personality. For them, right to freedom and equality are above any other rights. Lusky and McCaver have viewed state as any other association, just as there are many associations for the furtherance of many interests of human state is one of such association. It looks after its political interest. In addition, it should be seen at par with any other association. Now next topic is critical evaluation. The tension in liberalism is inherent as it is based on two contradictory assumptions. It was perceptible from the very beginning of the liberalism. There is a contradiction between the concept of the welfare state and individual development. The liberalism, on the one hand, believes in the market concept of the society, unlimited right of man to the acquisition of property and equality. On the other hand, it stands for curbing the right to property for common good and to provide equal opportunities for all. Macpherson has rightly argued that earlier liberal view is contradictory in two respects. There is a tension between the view of man as desires of utilities and man as enjoyer and developer of his power. This has led to the confusion between unlimited right to property, to capital economy, and ultimately to inequality and egalitarian view on the other hand. Even the welfare state could not resolve this tension, despite its professed goal of state provide, providing opportunities for no merely increase in wealth but also development of total human personality. It has failed in this regard. It has been confined to the provider of utilities, services, and profit. The social structure has remained some oppressive oppressive sorry the social structure has remained same oppressive, inequalitarian, and inhuman. Despite controlling prices, subsidies, competition, monopoly, land use, resource allocation, it has failed to change to basic structure. Unlike Green and Milk, who were interested in the moral dimension of the democracy, the empirical liberals like Schuffner and Dahl views democracy as mechanism to bring equilibrium in the society. The empirical liberals are least bothered about the moral issues. For them, democracy is a competition between two or more elite groups for power to rule over society. In USA, it is known as market equilibrium system. Nevertheless, this is a conservative view of the society. It tries to maintain and perpetuate the status quo. It believes that existing system has to work by any means to achieve this equilibrium. There has been some resurgence of liberal doctrine, even if it was in the name of human dignity and autonomy. This is providing new momentum to liberalism. On the one hand, it is leading liberalism to 19th century of individualism, and on the other hand to a concept of the justice. The early liberals emphasized liberty. Later, it was replaced with equality. Now, both concepts are being synthesized and transformed by a concept of the justice. The concept of the justice is concerned in the context of Aristotelian ideas of character, self knowledge, virtue, and good life. Society is now being viewed as the community of the individual. Now, last topic is summary. The liberals believed that the individual interest could be maximized through increased production and market mechanism. These can be achieved by individual enterprise and unlimited right to property. Free competition was the guiding principle of economic theory that liberals propounded. The liberal concept of the state sees state as the necessary and useful institution. The liberals like Herbert Spencer and Adam Smith believe that state is necessary evil. The individual must guard against its arbitrary tendency. They are of view that individual is more important than the state. The state should be concerned with political and public sphere of the state activities, while the individual should be left alone to deal with the social and individual sphere of activities. The liberals consider the state as means to achieve the individual freedom and rights. In accordance with their thinking, the liberal idea of the state was incorporated in the development of constitutionalism. Neoliberalism is also known as the second phase of liberalism. Both realized that each individual had right to equal opportunity. Green believed that the individual freedom and his personal development were to be attained through society. The neoliberals held positive view of the liberty. According to them, the society was superior to state. The state has come out from the society, hence state is not above the society. Lasky and McKeever have viewed state as any other association. There is a contradiction between the concept of the welfare state and individual development. The liberalism, on the one hand, believes in the market concept of the society, unlimited right of man to the acquisition of property and equality. Even the welfare state could not resolve this tension. The early liberals emphasized liberty, later it was replaced with equality. सो स्टूडेंट्स, आज जो मैंने आपको टॉपिक पे जिस पे नोट्स प्रोवाइड कराए हैं वो आपका MPS 1 का जो यूनिट 15 है क्लासिकल लिबरलिज्म, उसका सेकंड पार्ट पे मैंने नोट्स प्रोवाइड कराए हैं और ये टॉपिक मेरा यहीं पे ख़त्म होता है। और अगर आपको मेरा ये वीडियो पसंद आया हो तो प्लीज़ मेरे चैनल को लाइक कीजिए, शेयर कीजिए, सब्सक्राइब कीजिए, बेल आइकन को दबा दीजिए ताकि मैं जब भी कोई वीडियो डालूँ लेटेस्ट तो उसका नोटिफिकेशन आप तक पहुंच जाए। और अगर आपको इग्नू से रिलेटेड या ड्यू से रिलेटेड असाइनमेंट सॉल्व चाहिए हो या प्रीवियस ईयर सॉल्व क्वेश्चन पेपर चाहिए हो, हैंड रिटन चाहिए हो या प्रिंटेड चाहिए हो, तो मैं नीचे डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में अपना व्हाट्सअप नंबर दे दूँगी, आप उस पर मुझे मैसेज कर सकते हैं। सिर्फ मैसेज करना है, कॉल नहीं करना है। तो आज के लिए बस इतना ही था। नेक्स्ट वीडियो तक बाय।